Here's Johnny.
Hey guys, hope you are going well. It's time to see if we are all in for Justice League. So earlier this year, DC's Wonder Woman kicked butt at the box office and went on to become the highest ever grossing superhero origin film of all time. So we were all really re-inspired that DC was coming back in a whole new direction. I know I certainly was, although we still never speak of Batman v Superman. The internet went absolutely bonkers when Zack Snyder stepped down after a family tragedy and Joss Whedon took up the reins. He was finishing off post-production of the film, so it had already been completely shot. He oversaw post-production, including a whole bunch of really super expensive multi-million-dollar reshoots. We were all pretty confident that these reshoots involved putting in more comedic elements and just generally lightening up the tone of what Zack Snyder had already shot. I certainly had all of that production stuff in the back of my mind walking into the Justice League, and I was very intrigued to see how it all fit together and if it would be a cohesive film, because from all the marketing that we had seen, it was a bit of a mixed bag. This movie is all about the League coming together for the very first time, picking up in the timeline after the death of Superman, and Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, is on a new mission to put together a team of people with special abilities to take on a generic CGI looking bad guy, who is obviously hell-bent on destruction of the world as we know it, blah blah blah. Diana Prince as Wonder Woman, we already know she is on board with Batman. Then there is Barry Allen as the Flash and Victor Stone as Cyborg, and of course Aquaman. Does he have a name? I'm sure he has an actual name. Maybe he said it while he was taking off his shirt and I didn't catch it. Ah, Khal Drogo. This is the kind of film which is not about super clever storytelling or really intricate interweaving, interconnecting plot lines. It is about a bunch of badass superheroes realized in full Technicolor glory on the big screen. All I gotta do is fight a villain who's trying to destroy the world, give each other motivational advice from time to time, or stop to deliver a hilarious quip. For a hero ensemble film like this, it is all about those character dynamics, how they interact with each other, and having an entertaining ride with them. And it's all about the characters anyway, so who cares if the story isn't that inventive or new or clever. Okay, so it's not a perfect movie. Looking at pacing for a second here, the opening 20 minutes certainly had me very worried. Really plot-heavy scenes were sandwiched back to back and not really given breathing room to build momentum and, you know, raise stakes, that kind of thing. Also, I was betting in my head what scenes were reshoots and what scenes were lacking and maybe had sections of them left on the cutting room floor. There is a moment in Atlantis which was really, really jarring, and I felt like maybe there were more scenes in Atlantis that just had been left out of the movie completely. Batman, thankfully, was taking himself a lot less seriously. Aquaman and he had a cool little bro dick measuring contest, paying each other out type of relationship, which I was all about. I felt like it was Batman's penance for being so bleak in the previous Batman v Superman, so I am definitely glad to see him lighten up here. On an aside, of all the performances, Affleck has definitely checked out. His eyes are always so vacant. We get it, you just don't care anymore. Don't worry, your contract's nearly up. You'll be free soon.
Within the sound of silence.
Let's talk about my favorite character, Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. She was bomb in this, which we knew she would be. I do have to mention one thing. All right. She did feel more objectified in this movie than she did in her own standalone movie. I know her costume is seemingly exactly the same as the last movie, but I'm telling you, I saw her underwear at least multiple times, which I don't remember seeing in her own movie. I saw upper thigh, I saw crease of what could have been butt cheek, and I definitely saw at least 2 or 3 low angle butt shots from behind of her walking away. Now, I don't mind, it's definitely to be expected, but I have to take a moment to point it out because I nearly got into a Twitter feud with a male critic who was telling me that Wonder Woman was not sexualized in this movie, and I'm sorry, sir, but you are mistaken. Compare Diana Prince's camera angles in Wonder Woman to the camera angles in Justice League, and you get back to me. Now, our villain, he was entirely forgettable. I actually couldn't stand the way that he looked. It looked very computer game graphic, and he was very non-threatening. But you know what? For some reason, I still kind of give it a pass because he was just a means to an end to get the league united. So I just kind of wish he looked better. There is so much going on in this movie, so many characters, so many scenes, so many different locations. But for what it's worth, it does work. It felt like all the characters really got a somewhat even amount of screen time and even amount of lines to deliver. Maybe everyone except Cyborg. He felt a little bit left out. Ezra Miller as the Flash was great. He was definitely the comic relief and a bit of that boyish wonder at joining the big league. Overall, this movie has some really great moments. There is a lot of fighting and a lot going on, but it is certainly entertaining and worthwhile, especially if you are a fan of DC and if you're a fan of these characters. That is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts on DC's Justice League. I'd love to know how you think it stands up, especially against things like Marvel's movies Thor Ragnarok, which just came out 2 weeks ago now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all things movies and TV. Do click that little bell icon so you have notifications turned on and you get notified every time that I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.